What do you think, though? One
About
gorilla, 100 men?
I think 100. I mean,
smokes.
bro,
It depends
no,
on
no,
it.
no. I mean, look,
Listen,
bro, like,
because if you factor in like what you're feeling in that moment, who the is going in first?
dude, think about how adrenaline works, though. Think about like the first like 5 dudes that get hyped, right? Like that feeds into energy. Yeah, I know, but that's the first wave, right? Because everyone has the question, how do you get the first wave through?
But when you're watching the most confident head over to get, you're sitting there like, oh shit, and then the next 10 are smoke.
Oh man, I'm telling you,
Silver back.
You gotta charge them all at once.
Facts.
That's the key. Charge them all at once. 20 people grab each leg, right? 20, 40.
Someone's bound to fuck up because each person's thinking it can be me. It can be me that's dying right now. It can be me. Someone's gonna fucking do something stupid. You know, like that.
Somebody said,
shit?
I'll grab his nuts.
You're gonna turn him up.
That's worse. No, my cousin's like, yo, just go for the eyes. I was like, all right.
I don't know, man. I've seen so many nature documentaries. Like, I understand.
You have your better hands.
They're tough guys, but like, do you know how they do this, right? You know why it sounds loud? It's because they have gas pockets and they just suck up energy. So they're just huffing air all like for 20 minutes, and then they're like, it's a fraud.
No, but if we're talking like an aggressive silverback, bro.
No, but I think he's right. We have stamina.
He can truck like 7 people without even having to swing.
Do gorillas get on Zoom calls and host podcasts? No, because we did what we're talking about to them.
Do gorillas work 9 to 5 and drive in fucking rush hour?
Man, you're right. Spears, sure, yeah, Spears.
Yeah, but look at the heads now, bro. You look at these. Like, imagine like 100 gamers in that joint, bro.
100 gamers, geeks.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck, bro?
100 gamers versus one gorilla.
Even a mix of people with
even
a mix of people, like you get like a fucking Navy SEAL and then me. I'm gonna be like, yo, we're fucked.
No, let's say you get 100 fit shaped men in their mid-20s to mid-30s, between that age range. Fit, dude. I'm going with the guys. I'm sticking by my guns. 100 guys will do it. Somebody there has hands and is gonna knock out the gorilla somehow.
One person.
No, but I mean, look, gorilla is 4 or 5x a human strength, so like that theoretically it should only take like 5 of us.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I would only need 17. I don't even need 100.
Oh shit.
Y'all underestimating fear, man.
Nah, man. I don't cower to animals, bro.
Anybody who's scared is fucked. I'm gonna be fucking trembling. I don't care how many people are next to me, bro. Like, that's a fucking gorilla, and he's free to come.
Elephant seems way harder than any other animal.
I'd say so, yeah.
Like, how do you do that? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, it's too much.
No tools, no nothing. Yeah, it seems so impossible.
Yeah, elephants are smart too, but that nigga will juggle you like a bat of football.
They remember too. You know that? They can remember. They have like memories.
Yeah.
Oh man, they'll run it back if they see you again. Like, and you do shit, they'll come back.
Yeah, my friend we call him the elephant because he remembers every damn thing that's ever happened.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah, it's so sick. We'll be talking about some night in middle school. He'd be like, "Oh, you guys remember when?" And he'll just tell us like just the most random shit that we did that night.
Like what you even had for lunch that day at school.
Type shit.
When it's time, better let the man Simo.Speak.
Yo, this is Bilal Muhammad, and you're listening to the Simo.Speaks podcast.
Thank you all for joining me for a special Arsenal vs PSG Champions League recap episode. I got my brother Omar and Lil with me today.
What's up, fellas?
Yeah.
All right, let's jump right into it. Another big thing I was noticing, narrative storylines. Man, those Cobham graduates fill out Arsenal well. If you had Jorginho and Havertz in that joint, it feels like it's a different story.
So much, man. And Partey, bro,
you're missing Partey.
Every player should slap the fuck out of Partey today. Just you know what I'm saying? Like, bro. And he was out there watching the game next to Havertz and Calfear like everything's okay. Yo, like those guys are actually injured.
First of all,
you're a clown.
Havertz's wife has the earmuffs on the child. Partey's kid has no earmuffs. Logging the audio of that.
Yeah, this guy's like, I don't care. You're eating boiled eggs for breakfast, bro. Like, oh my god, Partey, man. But yeah, like I said, I mean, obviously we could have used him. He's also, back and forth. He knows what to do, but he's also a liability. So it's like bigger. He's gonna start next game, and I'm low-key so excited for next week. There's literally nothing stopping us from winning that game. We have nothing to lose.
No, you guys are still in the game.
Nothing to lose, and that's the thing. They're telling me, oh man, you guys got outclassed. If we got outclassed, this game would have been over. Next week's game would have been over.
I mean, you could get outclassed on the night and still lose 1-0.
But it was like I said, I thought it was gonna be like a master class. They start off the game like that, but I feel like that's more on us. We came out like, and they came out firing, and obviously, like you're looking at their front three, you're like pace, power, trickery. These guys are super technical, and we got Kiwi York kind of like half step. He doesn't know what the fuck to do. Timber, I mean, I'm not gonna talk about Timber. That's the whole
Raya's
that brother,
distribution too hit
that
or
brother needs to
miss.
be
Either them joints
who?
were Raya. His
Yeah, yeah,
distribution,
yeah.
it was either
Yeah, yeah.
on the ball, like the joint was pinpoint to the
Yeah,
player's
they're
feet, or it was a whiff.
I feel like there were whiffs when he's been put under pressure, and he's been put under pressure because their press was impressive in the beginning. But like I said, after that goal, which man, that goal was, oof, it was poorly hit. It was just like it worked,
No, let me
And
tell you
I'm
something.
not gonna
I
discredit
beeped it.
Dembele, brother, but
No, but let me tell you about that Dembele shot, dude. Because when I first saw it,
I knew
I
it was
was
going
like,
in.
nah, but even when I saw it live, I was like, like, damn, he got lucky. But then I saw the highlights again like 20 minutes ago. And for real, bro, you could call it luck, but to do it, to be the big guy and step up in big moments consistently
Yeah.
and to scuff a shot off the bar bottom, like top, like bottom corner, like that takes some, you know what I mean? We got to give him props.
Yeah, he had to do something. I mean, like another player would have stopped that, try to figure some shit out, but he's like, fuck it. I
But yo,
respect that.
you're right about
We
Donnarumma.
we
He
we
was
also
on
we also
third.
threw. I mean, like we I don't know why no one tracked them. Marino and Rice kind of got a
Yeah.
little too happy, pushed further in. The Bale was chilling. Then
They try
Marino's
to
kind of late
double.
to the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
The
is what
name
it
we
is.
haven't
But yeah,
said yet is the suckage of Hakimi on Paramount has been incredible for me to watch. They have this
Yeah.
brother breaking down defense. Is speaking English, explaining what the oh my days, my
Fire.
right back agenda is filled, bruh.
but him and Timber were going head to head for
Machine for machine.
for no yellows.
Bro,
These guys
both
were
of them
hitting
pulling out
everybody.
straps.
They don't
Both of
give a
them
fuck.
pulling out straps.
Low key, they should have both been sent off. I ain't gonna hold you. Timber first half maybe,
was,
and then
was he getting
Hakimi
injured
second
towards
half.
the end? Did he have like a hammy or some type of strain?
Brother,
And he didn't want to come
This
off.
guy is special, man. Because like literally, he just came off an ACL tear, bro, and he hasn't he's missed one game this year, and he's been playing through injury from last game. He got injured in last game, decided to play through it because he told the guy he was okay, and then again today they were ready to bring in White. He's like, "Nah, I'm good. I can play another 10." I mean, he's probably just whatever.
The first thing I wanted to say that the number one thing I kept taking away from all this, PSG plays football the way it's supposed to be played, the way we remember growing up watching it, attacking, penetrative, entertaining football. Not to say Arsenal wasn't being entertaining, but you really do see it with PSG specifically. As soon as they get the ball, it's like fireworks.
You know what it is? Because, like, let's not forget terrorist PSG. The way they were playing when they had Messi, Neymar. Like, at one point, dude, they were playing haram ball with two of the best players, and Mbappe. You know what I mean? But I really give it to Luis Enrique, dude. That guy came in, like, took a pretty bad team. You know what I'm saying? Told Mbappe, yo, you can leave if you want, but as long as you're here and you want to play, then you need to, like, do what I tell you. You know what I'm saying? And benched him until he listened. And now you see the fruit. You know what I mean? Like, everybody is pressing every ball like an animal. The way their whole team, like, moves, the way they move the ball, it's incredible to watch.
It was frustrating to watch that for a while. Like every time we would lose the ball, I would kind of be sick because I would have to just like tell myself I'm about to sit for like the next 5 minutes and not expect us to have the ball. So I'm telling myself I'm not going to see a chance for another 5 minutes. So I sit there like super angry. I was really pissed today. I didn't like the way we played. But again, I mean, I've made excuses, but
You think if
there
you
are
guys had
some.
Partey in the game, everything would have been
The game would have been a little bit.
but it would have been
Yeah,
a little different, yeah.
I think it would have been a little bit different. Mainly because we can't be playing with Trossard up front if our best ability is as our strength and physicality. That guy, first of all, had a 67% pass completion, so he didn't even do his job as kind of like a false nine technician guy. You know what I'm saying? And he lost almost like 7 duels, 8 duels. Of course, he's gonna lose the duels. He's like 5'7", and he's being marked by 2 center backs. And then the midfield itself as well. When he kind of drops, he's gonna get cooked.
It's crazy how many lack of machines that Arsenal has, bro. No weapons. Like, you guys are down a goal and you put on Ben White. That sucks. Like, I understand, like, it's for health reasons and stuff, because, like you said, Timber is dealing with
yeah.
the still. You're down
I kind of caught that in a way. So at that point in the game, I think Arteta realized our only option is freeing Saka, and he knows because Timber is not the best person that overlaps. He doesn't overlap quite often. And Ben White does offer that fluidity. He has that kind of, timings and stuff like that. And he did start doing that. So I see that it was like a win-win. You kind of save Timber from hurting himself, and it's also what you want to kind of free Saka and give him some of that help. Because let me tell you about this dude, Martin. Oh dear God, bro. Oh my God, man. I don't know what's wrong with him, man. And I just feel so bad. I feel so bad for Arteta because he can't even choose Nwaneri if he wants to. Because it's like, I don't know. If you want him to leave your club, you bench him as your captain, and start an 18-year-old. But then that also looks bad as a whole organization. Even though that's what the fans want, but the pundits will go nuts on that one. But he was awful today.
Let me say PSG is the OLED of football teams, bruh. They are the OLED TV. They are the top of the top. Desiree is doing too much, bruh. Like some of those flare moves, the flicks. Listen, it's needed. We needed it.
I like them. Because he was, again, you look back like across their whole offense, there are like 4 players we've been linked with throughout the last 3 years. Got none of them. Instead, it's Martinelli and Trossard for the 4th year in a row or 3rd year in a row. Trossard coming just 2.5 years ago. Like, what did we expect? And I hope. Edu's not even relevant anymore, but I hope Berta knows what he needs to do. We need players like that.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't mean to make it about United, but when I start looking at the PSG midfield and start thinking about how we funded it, right? We bought Ugarte, we took trash off their hands. João Neves is one of one, bro. That tackle.
Yeah, I thought he was the best player of the game.
He's class.
They gave it to Vitinha, and I don't know if that was like an aesthetic thing, but I'm gonna be real. I rate him. He didn't call today. Neves, him and Rice were going head to head. Absolutely. That's a player right there. 18 years old or 19. So all these kids out here just doing the job. Think about where we would be without 18-year-old Miles Lewis-Skelly. We probably wouldn't be in the semis. Real talk, we would not be.
Soft ass yellow for Saka. You mentioned it earlier. Definitely feels like he got baited by Nuno, but still, it feels like the ref needs to be smart on that one. That's not one you need to. You need to be better.
Yeah. He got yellow for that. It wasn't. Listen, he said the F word. It is what it is.
Is that what it was? Is that what it was for?
I think he got it for dissent. Yeah.
Oh.
He didn't get it for the
actual
foul. He got it for getting mad, which I'm fine with.
That was the same sequence where he kicks the ball after, right? Is that the same?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
The commentary we're talking about the ref saying he's one of the CL's best, but man, today he was very inconsistent. Like I said, both ways. It kind of killed the game for me, I'd say. They would have. Who knows? It would have been 2-0 if the calls went through, but I don't know. I feel like I would take a 2-0 if he did the same calls for us on the other end.
I had a quick question. What do you think is the deal with Odegaard?
So, I've been reading that, I don't know if this is going to be a PR stunt, but they're going to drop some big article on how he's been still dealing with his ankle injury that he sustained in like September, right after the first international break. And obviously it was a bad one at the time because he was out for 2.5 months. But they're saying that he's been playing through it, and obviously he has not been the same since he came back. I don't know if it's a confidence thing because even when I watch his interviews, he doesn't look the same. Like even in his eyes, it's like he already knows he lost the captaincy. And I'm like these guys are our age. They're definitely online. They read what people say, and if I was in his shoes, if I wasn't mentally strong, it would probably get to me. Because even the things I read, I'm here saying crazy shit about him all the time, even if it's like an iMessage or whatever. But the stuff on the internet, it's and I'm sure Odegaard 100% knows he has not been playing to his best ability, and that is obvious. And I'm sure his teammates are trying to get him back to that level. Listen, he has one more chance, and that's next week. If he can deliver something, a miracle in Paris or something.
A miracle in Paris is class.
It would.
A miracle in Paris.
Yeah, like I said, it's one more chance. If he's human, everyone sits and has, these dreams and kind of like puts themselves in, you put himself in the future and be like, yeah, I can do this. I'm going to do this exactly like this. I'm going to do this exactly like that. If he's thinking about that as a captain, it would cement him in our history to win this game. If he puts us in his back, that'd be even better.
You think about that Michael Marino overturned VAR goal, right? And if if they're just on sides, maybe the whole game turns out differently. Like if there's a different outlook on
Yeah, that's exactly what the manager and Reno said. It's a game of centimeters. And if one thing went our way, it would be a 0-0 game. But like I said, it was a game of profiles. We didn't have, like I said, this is an excuse, but the way our team was set up, in which Marino isn't able to use his physicality as much as he used to when he played striker, kind of hurt us up front, because Trossard is just like he was just useless this game, in my opinion. And also the two 1v1s we had, the 1v1s with the keepers that we had fell on the two of the worst players in our team.
I mean,
the Trossard one when Donnarumma had to save that low to the left, I think it was, to his left. That was, first of all, I had my head. I'm going to show how much of a hater I am. My mom was braiding my hair, and I just started screaming, no, when Trossard was one-on-one. And then he missed, and I started clapping like a monkey.
And usually he hits those, but that just shows how strong Donnarumma is, and I felt that the whole game. Raya did have a great save on Doué, which is honestly would again, he saved us from a harder game next week. But Donnarumma, man, special. Martinelli, that was just a terrible hit. You have to use your head. He knows you're going there. Place it somewhere else, like someone else would. Even Ben White would send it just on
even
top.
that last attempt Martinelli had, where he skied it to Rosie, was crazy.
Oh, dude, like if you're Saka seeing that, you're just like,
yeah, that's
dude. I have 5 players on my side overloading me, and you're doing this, like,
yeah.
That falls down the pecking order. It's everyone's fault. Everyone's fault for not supplying this team to kind of make him, flourish, dude. The Mohamed Salah interview just a few days ago after they won. Thank you to Arne Slot, because when I spoke to him, he told me he's gonna take care of it on defense. I just stay up front and do what needs to be done. Now, I don't hate Arteta for not doing the same thing, because our team is not ready for that. It's not ready for that. And I would love for Saka just to stay up front and be efficient up there, and his numbers would be the same, but we just don't play like that. And that's why it's kind of hard to compare our team with everyone else, because we're just a special club. We're just special, man. That's all I can say at this point.
It was crazy to me to see the contrast in the attacking players on both squads. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When you have Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, Odegaard, just overall, especially at their level, we know what they're capable of, underperforming on a pretty big night. You know what I'm saying? Tactically stifled, of course, but also the other team will always be set up to stifle your best players. But it's these guys need to overcome and figure out a way. You know what I mean? And like you said, the big games is a game of not even inches, millimeters. And if you're offsides by a toenail, then that could be the reason why you don't win a Champions League. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
not you, but just anybody. So yeah, that's big. And then seeing the other side, Desiree Doué, bro, I would rub my eyes and I would get Mbappe flashbacks, dude. You know what I mean? Just clinical, movement, just agile, shot power. You know what I mean?
He's the closest thing we have to Vegeta right now in European football.
He's Majin Vegeta too. He's a bad boy.
He's lit.
We don't
He's
have
a bad boy. I want him at Chelsea so bad.
We don't have a single player comparable to any of their front three. That's at their level.
The depth off the bench. Barcola off the bench.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
We
brought
didn't
on
see that
Ben White
threat from him.
and then Ethan Winery, and literally you don't want to know the rest of the names. It's Zinni, Sterling. Do you know who Jack Henry Francis is? You don't.
Sterling didn't get tick, right? Sterling
King
didn't
Francis?
No, he didn't.
Okay,
Only Ben White and
no way, I missed
there's a
that.
bunch of kids. Ismail, Kabia. Respect to them. I mean, they're kids. They have no choice. They gotta be here. We don't have anyone else. But I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say
Is it an injury? Yeah, okay, it is an injury thing.
It's an injury thing because obviously, listen.
You're missing Jorginho.
Yeah.
You're missing Jorginho. You're missing Partey. You're missing Havertz, man. I feel like the game looks a bit different.
Gabriel Jesus would have been a big plus in the Champions League because he offers something Nelly doesn't. He offers something Trossard doesn't.
So where would you play Gabby in this moment? Where would you play him?
Left
who would
wing.
you take him out for? You take Martinelli out, leave Marino false nine?
At this point, yes, I would. And if we had everybody, it would be Havertz and Jesus, and you have Marino off the bench.
Okay.
Or even start Marino. You come off the bench if Declan Rice is the 8. And even Declan Rice playing the 6, he was everywhere.
But yeah, Warren Zaire-Emery played 1 minute today. He's 19 years old, one of the best midfield talents coming out. Okay. Just think about, and already the squad age at PSG is so low. So to have, like, just the depth that they have to only afford this guy 1 minute, you know what I mean? Star wanker, Gonzalo Ramos, you already know. That guy's big. Big on
Yeah, he's an efficient gunman. He was clinical when he needed to be. I mean, he didn't turn out to be what they thought, but he knows what he needs to do, and he's good at it.
You got a prolific gunman on and off the pitch, but sponsored by Blue Chew.
Oh my god.
I do want to ask Omar one last question. I'm going to just ask you summer targets. Obviously, we know what positions you're targeting, but realistic names that you have in mind, somebody that you would like to see, somebody that today you thought, man, if we pick this guy up in January, that some of these, attempts would have been different. Some of these shots would have looked different. Anybody that you got in your mind?
Number one, it'd probably be like Nico Williams or some other left wing, maybe Semenyo. But Bournemouth were never going to do that mid-year. I guarantee this is a signing like as soon as July hits. I guarantee he's spoken to Zubimendi. Like there's just no other way that hasn't happened. They're both from the same area, hometown. He's definitely spoken to him some way, some form. And I think that's one we could have had in January, which would have helped us because Partey, no matter how good or how bad he is, he's a liability. Okay, his injury record is a liability. He wasn't there when we needed him last year, and now he decided to push Asensio at the Santiago Bernabeu for no reason, just to get a yellow card and miss this game, like he wanted to dodge it. So I would love to have him a DM. I mean, Jorginho, that's just unfortunate. He got trucked against Crystal Palace. Yeah, just got trucked. Guy's skinny. He's 34. Let the guy live. We're here because obviously we didn't get the job done today. Still have another chance, but I'm shocked this team's made it this far. Really, second place Premier League and semi-final right now. With the year that we've had, I don't want to make crazy excuses, but there's been some shit going on. But it's not bad for the players we had this year.
I'm gonna say something to you. I didn't want to text it because I didn't want to come off as snarky. I mean this genuinely. Arsenal, in one of their biggest banter eras, when they were with Adidas, but it was still part of the banter era, they were dropping Beyonce Ivy Carter collabs like there was no tomorrow. There was new Arsenal Beyonce joints dropping. There was new tracksuits, new shoes, shoelaces, hats, everything. That stopped. They don't really do that anymore, right? They're very focused on like the marketing, like television, like you saw Ian Wright in the commercials, Adidas, blah blah. United has been pumping out collabs for the last 6 months. We know they need the bread, but they have been pumping this right now like they owe the bread by the end of the day. Yeah. Every week there's a new collab, bro. Every week.
Oh man, they're working hard over there, man, and they're probably going to be working through the summer.
They got YouTube content now behind the scenes, like what they do in the kitchen. So they're trying to get YouTube ad revenue. These guys are pressed.
Hey, content is key, man. Makes the cheese.
Content is key.
Yeah,
man.
It's tough,
Chelsea,
man.
Same thing. Collections the amount of Chelsea gear I bought the last 2 years since we've been shit is astounding.
My only note today for this episode was Donnarumma show after 20 minutes. 5 saves tonight, joint most in the Champions League this season, and the most by a PSG keeper without conceding in a Champions League a game since like 2003, since Opta started tracking it. Unreal game for him. We'll see how next week plays out. And I hope you guys enjoy the Arsenal versus Donnarumma today at 3 p.m.
Pogba to DC, baby. Oh,
I didn't read that article. What's going on over there?
So basically, the way and Lil, feel free to chime in if you know a little bit more than I do. The way the MLS's first exploration rights work is every club has like a list of names, and you have the right to speak with them first whenever they're going to come to the MLS. And so DC has Pogba's name, so he has to talk with DC United first. But I will say, as the Pog Boom stan of the show, and I have seen the Pogmentary with Paul Pogba. He owns a crib out in Miami, and he's name dropped Inter Miami a few times. I feel like that's the choice.
Is he like neighbors with like Speed or some shit?
He's neighbors with Blase Matuidi.
No,
that's hilarious.
I mean, that's a
He's
French.
He's like
you know what
back
I mean?
home. He feels at home, man.
Bro. He's not about to come to DC, bro, and do what here?
He
No,
about to
the
go
thing is
play
with the
with
Discovery-
Messi, bro. They can't even.
But they're not
Someone's gotta.
They can't afford
commission's
him.
gotta step
Yeah,
in.
I mean,
They
who
can't
knows?
afford. They can't afford him, and they only get a certain amount of designated players that they can fill in their roster. They're already
What, they
filled
get rid
up.
of Suarez or Busquets?
I mean, Suarez, you see how he's running, dude? He's literally running on one leg. He's shooting
Yeah,
on everything's
he's got
on one
no-
leg.
He's got no knees, bro.
He's
It's bad, dude.
finished.
Yeah, only one. The way the discovery rights work, though, it's like, yeah, we have first right. DC United has first right to speak to him and to hopefully agree a contract. And if he doesn't want to agree a contract, um, there's a likely possibility that another team could buy those discovery rights from us, right? So, like, if you were to be like, I'm only going to New York, LA, or Miami, which is most likely what he's gonna do, and I don't blame him. I mean, look, DC. Let me make the shot
DC
for
can be
DC
lit.
real quick.
DC can be lit.
Let me tell you. Listen. Africa, all of Africa lives here. Okay, you got East, North, West, South a little bit, but they're here. We got Caribbean. We got all types of black people. You'll feel just at home. You want to go to New York, my guy? 45-minute flight. You want to go to Miami? Maybe 2 hours. You want to go to Dallas? Another maybe 2.5. You want to go to LA? 5 hours. But you're on a PJ, so that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Just pull up and you'll get bread. We got a brand new stadium. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can, Rooney was here. I know you and Rooney don't really see eye to eye, but you could, come and take his legacy away from him, man. Do it better.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me on today's episode. I will catch you all very soon with some more tricks up my sleeve.
واخويا واخليه واخويا واخليه. People let it talk, I let them do it all week. When it's time, better let the man Simo.Speak. It ain't sweet when you line up in the big leagues, big names and the best teams with the critique. Always on point, better come and grab a good seat. واخويا واخليه. I ain't got no time to waste, time ain't cheap. واخويا واخليه. واخويا واخليه.